So today we are talking books. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to have a look at just a few of the many books on my bookshelf that have helped me through the beginning of my witchy journey. I have quite a few, but these are just a few of my favourite ones to share with you today. So let's go. This first one is an obvious choice really. It's 101 Powerful Spells for Baby Witches. The title really speaks for itself. This is by Hazel Evermore, and it says in the back, embark on a magical journey with Hazel Evermore's inspiring guide, crafted especially for beginners in the mystical art of witchcraft. Basically the perfect book for me, and you'll see by all my little pussycat paw tabs here that I've used this a lot. The reason I love this book is because it lays everything out really clearly, very simply, in nice chapters. It's not a particularly, it's not an illustrated book, but it lays everything out really well in very, very simple terms. Doesn't go too deep, and the sort of spells and rituals included in it, I've highlighted lots of them to have a go at. Some of them I have and have since included in my grimoire, and some of them are just waiting to be carried out. I mean, all the ingredients or equipment needed for the spells are really easy to find. There's no sort of tail of squirrel and vomit of bat, or yeah, sorry, I don't mean that flippantly, but I have a few books which have some herbs and things in which are just I just don't know where I'm going to get them from. They're very complicated, and you know, at the start of my journey, this is exactly what I've needed. I mean, look, if you look at how simple that spell is, you know, anyone could do that, and that's why I love this book. It makes it seem a little less daunting and a little less frightening. So yeah, it's a great little book to start off with. 101 Powerful Spells for Baby Witches by Hazel Evermore. This next one, oh, I get so excited every time I pick this book up. This is the Witchionary, an A to Z of magical terms and their meanings by Deb Robinson. Now, Deb Robinson is part of the team behind the subscription box Witch Casket. I don't know if any of you know Witch Casket, but I've got a couple of bits and bobs. There's some black salt that came in one of my Witch Caskets, and some kind of smelling salts, which are just, oh, they're gorgeous for anxiety. I've had several of their Witch Casket boxes. I've got one coming towards the end of next week, probably, or at some point next week, so I will do a opening of that, an unboxing of that. But yeah, this book is beautiful. I am utterly in love with it. Discover the definitions for all the words you could need on your magical journey in this beginner's guide to the mystical language of witchcraft. Yeah, written by Deb Robinson, co-founder of the hugely successful Witch Casket subscription box. The Witchionary distills years of knowledge into a fun and informative format that is the perfect book to dip into for an answer to any witchy question. And that's very accurate. It's a gorgeous hardback book. It looks gorgeous on my shelf. That helps. And it's got lovely opening pages, and everything's just so beautifully done in this book. I love that it's all in the blue and with lovely little illustrations in it. It makes it such a pleasure to pick up. And then, yeah, I don't think there's anything that I haven't found in there yet that I've needed to. Sorry, I'm just having a little read because I get distracted and I get into the pages and forget I'm doing a video. But yeah, and it's got sort of some of the kind of words down the side for easy reference, for finding things easily, and it's also got these little sections here that give you little spells little rituals, and yeah, it's just, yeah, there's another one there, like a little candle spell. It's just a really lovely book when you don't want to be reading cover to cover, when you're doing something or you've read something and you just think, oh, I don't know what that means, or oh, I wonder about this, and you can literally just dip in and out of this book, and it's a pleasure just to hold in your hand. It's one of those books that you just love forever. The Witchionary by Deb Robinson. So this next pile are all from the same series. They are by Lindsay Squire and they are illustrated by Vicky Lester. This one is Tarot Magick, and I actually have a deck that goes with this. It didn't come with it, I bought it separately, but it made sense to have the deck as well. I actually featured this last week very briefly in the short I did on my deck edging. And it's very cool, this edging. It's one of my favourites, actually. It's a cute little deck, actually. And I might feature that in another video at some point. So yeah, that's the, I'll get it in, Tarot Magick deck. Why can't I get that in the box? There we go. Right, let's pop that out of the way. So these books are fantastic for a beginner. I think they're probably just as useful for someone that's a little bit further along the path, but for a beginner they make so much sense. The first thing I love about them is that the sleeve always has a little surprise in it. So in this one it's a tarot spread, which is super cool. And I love the layout of these books. I love how accessible each individual piece of information is. This one I like because it what am I trying to say? It's a really good accompaniment to some of the other tarot books I have, and has been useful whilst I've been in my early learning stages, shall we say. And it, as I say, it relates directly to the deck I just showed you. This is Astrology Magick. I'm not massively into Astrology Magick. I maybe take little bits here and there. But that's the beauty of these books. Because it's so well laid out, because you've got all this illustration, it's really easy to just dip in and out and take what you need from it. It's a little bit on the planets, elements and star signs, with little correspondences there. Let me find my star sign. There we go. That's my star sign. Yeah, we have, sorry, that my phone just buzzed. Those are the the correspondences there. And yeah, these little questions here, very sweet. And oh, sorry, I'm just reading. I am so unbelievably Cancerian. That whole paragraph is me. Yeah, actually, the whole page is me. So then we have, the elemental aspects, the houses. Yeah, so it's a really good grounding if Astrology Magick is something you want to explore further, but it's also just as good if you want to just dip in and out, as I said. Oh, and yes, the the secret surprise in this one is a place where you can record your birth chart if you are so inclined. So they're really cool little books and great ones to have on your shelf. Now this is the one I take the most from. You can see that because I've got all my little cat paw tabs in it. This is the one that resonates most closely with me, and yeah, so we've got the Sabbats, which I observe as much as possible, and sorry, I don't know what what am I trying to say. Yeah, the rituals surrounding them. There's the Wheel of the Year, cleansing, conscious witchcraft. That's really good. Talking about some of the ethical sides of it, setting up your altar. So I've taken quite a lot of bits of this book and added it to my grimoire because I think that it's the kind of magic that kind of resonates most with me. This is lovely. This is the Witchcraft in the Broom Closet section. This is for those of us who, I mean, I'm quite lucky. The majority of my family are really quite supportive, but there are those of us that don't have that support around us and would rather practice in a more private way. And this whole section gives you ways to do that, rituals, spells, observances, things that you can do. They're a little bit more private, which I think is a really lovely thing to include. Spell timing's really useful. Yeah, this one particularly, I love this book. I refer to this one. It's about common mistakes. Yes, that's definitely a section for me. And full moon. Yeah, so this, like I say, this is the one I use the most, and I absolutely love it. So Earth Magic is one that I dip in and out of every so often as well. There are a few bits in here that work. Oh, hang on. I just remembered I didn't show you the inside of the Natural Magic one, the cover. Yeah, so that's a pendulum mat, which is something I definitely think I might use actually, because I'm learning about using the pendulum. So that's another part of that book which I've picked out. So yeah, so Earth Magic, there are bits of this that I take away with me, and that's the beauty of these books. I think that when you're starting out and you don't necessarily know what's going to resonate with you, it's a really good way of deciding. And that's the runes. Oh, look at me. Oh God, I'm making such a mess. Yeah, that's the that's for runes, that particular cover there. And yeah, as I say, oh God, I can't. Yeah, as I say, that there are bits and bobs, such as the shadow work there, that I will take from this, but I don't need to take all of it. So if you're not sure which direction your path is going in, or which elements you will be including in your practice, these books are great because they give you a sort of starting point, a sort of strong foundation in all of the things. And then you can either take the book as your source, or you can dip in and out of each one, like I've done with my grimoire, and just take what you need from it, from each one. And that's what I love about them, and the way they're laid out. And also they're great if you're a more visual learner. If you don't like books that are just full of text, you've got loads and loads and loads of illustrations and charts in there too. So Folklore Magic, yeah, this is quite a, this I do use fair few bits of this. I'm hugely into folklore, so this is one of my more recent ones, so I haven't had much chance to look at this one yet. I think most of it is sort of herbs and flowers, and it gives you the sort of folklore behind each plant there, which is really cool. And then uses and medicines, and it's kind of a little bit sort of, my dad was talking the other day about how my grandmother and great-grandmother would sort of use things like this. They wouldn't have called it witchcraft, but things like a dock leaf for stinging nettles. And I guess it's that kind of feel. It's sort of a bit of kind of old wives' tale-y bits and bobs in there. That's the feel I get from it. But like I say, I haven't completely explored this one yet. But I just think these books are a wonderful basic grounding in different types of magic, so that you can explore your craft and your path and take from them what you need. And of course, we're going to have a little look in the back of this one. And that gives you some moon phases, which is pretty awesome as well. So I'm going to try not to knock everything over on my desk, because that's not conducive to a professional video. But then nothing I've done is, so at least we're consistent. So yeah, that is Folklore Magic, and those are all books by Lindsay Squire and illustrated by Vicky Lester. So this is The Witch's Way Home by Emma Griffin. I'm so sorry about the background noise. My neighbours have chosen this point in time to do some quite serious construction work. So this resonated with me when I read the back, actually. Sometimes it's hard to find your way in life and you lose sight of what you really want, but with a little bit of magic and some help from the universe, your purpose will reveal itself. In this book of practices, spells and rituals, Modern Witch Emma Griffin will guide you on a path to discover the powerful witch within. And that really resonated with me and my sort of reasonings for beginning to follow the path. So we have Uncovering Magic from the Natural World here. I haven't read a lot of the book, I'm going to be honest, but it's got some really good basic information in it, and kind of tools and bits and bobs you need to get started, some basic information like candle colours, photographs of your ancestors, and that's something that really appeals to me, pictures and artwork. Yeah, so there's a lot in here that resonates with me in this book. And she has a really kind of open approach. She doesn't there's no gatekeeping here. There's, this is what I do with my altar and you don't have to, but you might want to try this. An altar can be anywhere in the home, can live on a shelf, on a box. So I really love the approach of this book. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I love the little quotes that are dotted here and there. I'm looking forward to sort of getting stuck into this one a little bit more. Another little quote there. The Witch's Way Home by Emma Griffin. And I think that might be one of the next ones on my bedside table to get on and read, I think. So Witch's Way Home by Emma Griffin. I'm trying to hold the side down because it keeps popping back up. So this one is The Witch and the Wildwood. This is the next one actually on my bedside table to read. I can't wait to get into this one. There's a thing about the Wildwood for me. There is a connection there that I haven't entirely worked out that I want to explore more. But it just gives me a feeling, and it's the same feeling I got when I watched Robin of Sherwood, which I keep banging on about, I know. I hear it in songs, so in Crazy Man Michael, Fairport Convention, they mention the Wildwood. I have the Wildwood Tarot, which is my soul deck. I don't know what it is, but we are surrounded by ancient woodland in this country, and particularly where I live, there are several areas. We scattered my father-in-law's ashes in some woodland very close to us. It's a magical place. He used to lead guided walks up there and talk about the legends and the magic of the place. And you can feel it. You feel the magic. And it's the kind of feeling that I get at Christmas. And my dad and I talk about this every year when everyone else is kind of listening to Wham and getting all kind of tinsel out and the celebrations. My dad and I go into this kind of spooky mode. I can't explain it. We listen to ghost stories. We watch ghost stories. There's a real dark mysticism to that time of year that my dad and I talk about all the time. And everyone else looks at us as if we're slightly mad and then offers us a bit of Yule log or a Quality Street. I can't explain what it is, but as soon as I saw The Witch and the Wildwood, I thought, yeah, this is definitely for me, this book. And as I said, it's the next one to read, but on the back, in the hidden shadows amongst the trees, tales of witches are whispered. What is it about the wild that draws us in and has captured our imaginations for so long? The Witch and the Wildwood delves into stories of the woods as told through some of the most enchanting inhabitants, witches, fairy folk, and magical creatures. Prepare to fall under the spell of the witch maidens, deer women, she-wolves, wild alones, and women of wild waters who sit in willow trees plotting delicious revenge. Meet real witches of the Wildwood and those who are tried for witchcraft. It's just, for me, this is resonating so much, and I just, even from the book, I just get this feeling that I need to be in there. For some reason, it feels like the Wildwood is part of my soul, and I know that sounds probably a little bit nutty, I don't know, to some people, but it's just something that I need to explore more. I need to try and understand what that connection is, because it feels very, very deep, but almost so deep that I can't uncover it yet. Does that make sense? Anyway, so okay. So The Witch in the Wildwood, it's got some wonderful folklore in it, tales of real witches. It has that kind of Yule, Christmassy, spooky, deep, magical, mystical feeling, even just from the cover. So that's why I have chosen this book. And as I say, it's full of folk stories, stories about trees, and oh, hang on, the camera's gone a bit funny. God, why are you not focusing? Okay, are we back? I think we're back. Can you see that? Okay. Well, anyway, I can tell you that there are tree tales in there. There are sort of folklore tales, inhabitants of the Wildwood, such as fairies, stories of real witches, the Green Man. Yeah, there we go, Real Witches of the Wildwood. As I say, I haven't read it yet, but I actually think that I'm almost certainly going to be picking this up as my bedtime reading tonight, because I've just got myself really excited about it again. So The Witch in the Wildwood by Sarah Robinson. I have completely waffled and made no sense whatsoever when talking about this book, but all the same, I think it's going to be a really special book for my bookshelf. Finally, we have Heal the Witch Wound, Reclaim Your Magic and Step Into Your Power by Celeste Larsen. I read this book cover to cover in about 2 sittings, and then I listened to it again on Audible. This book has made me cry, it's made me angry, but it's made me feel empowered. And let me just read this, because, or at least a bit of it. You were born to live a magical life. Deep within your soul, you know this. It is why you picked up this book. But there is another reason why you now hold this book in your hands, because some part of you feels it is unsafe to fully embrace the magic that exists within and around you. This part of you carries an age-old wound, one that keeps you from claiming your magic, owning your power, and shining fearlessly in your truth. This is the witch wound. And this explores the, I say idea, but it's more than that. But it explores the connection between how people were treated at the time of the witch trials, and indeed throughout history, and the wound and the impact that it has had on us even today. It gives sort of practices and rituals and things that can help heal that. But I cannot begin to express how important this book is to me, for anybody on this path, but also just anyone that's ever felt that they have to hide something of themselves, that they're too much or not enough, that they can't express themselves, that they are afraid of judgment or worse, persecution. And things that there are symptoms in here of the witch wound that made me go, that's me. That's literally, I felt like a sort of hypochondriac reading a medical dictionary, because I literally could sit there and go, I have had all of those. My whole life I felt like that. I mean, things like here, stifling your self-expression, dimming your own light, silencing your own voice, minimizing your intuition and emotions, feelings of being too much or not enough. I mean, hands up if you've ever felt any of those things, and I bet there's quite a few of you with your hands in the air right now. This isn't just for witches or people on that path, it's for everybody. And it's compelling, the idea that all of these things that we feel comes from a time when, if you were a bit different, if you were a bit out of the box, if you didn't fit in with society's idea of what should be happening, you were tortured and persecuted and violated, and no wonder so many of us are afraid to show our true selves, you know? So yeah, this is Heal the Witch Wound. Please give it a read if it's something that appeals to you, because I think this is probably one of the most important books I've ever read and the most transformative books I've ever read. And I'm waffling, but it's because I care so much. So you'll be relieved to hear that that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it and can forgive my spouting and waffling. And I hope that it was useful to you in some way. So take care, guys, and hopefully see you again soon.